Okay, hello and welcome to our third iteration of this, our lockdown, bowls commentary of historical and good games. I'm Alex Reid and I'm joined again via the magic of technology by Matthew Farquhar, who's just going to talk us through what game we're watching and who's playing in it.
Yeah, so we are joined for the 2016 Fours Final, which was played in Mount Maunganui at the ASB Arena. And the two teams that we have today, we've got on one side Michael Lawson skipping the team of Matt Markham, Stephen Preddy and Catherine Edgar. And in the other team we have Lloyd Bellis skipping Kath Arvidsson, Rhonda Bellis and Debbie Warren. And I'm sure throughout the next hour and a half we'll talk about who they played on their way to getting to this final, but we'll save that for a bit later, right Alex?
Yeah, it's a good call. There's a bit of bowls to go, so we'll just spread out.
Yes.
The interesting other chatter
through. Might have to have an intermission and a cup of coffee and a biscuit halfway through.
Yeah, people won't know that. We'll mute for that. We'll just go quiet.
Yeah.
And some people mute us anyway, so what will the difference be?
Yeah, well, absolutely none. Here we go.
We'll need to use your eyes for our commentary to see what the score is. And obviously when this is put up, I'll have a magic little scoreboard in the top right for everyone else to see. So if we seem confused at any point about the score, it's because we have an angled scoreboard to read it off.
Yes. I luckily have the scoreboard in front of me, but we just need to keep track of ends or else it'll all be up the
wazoo. It'll all go, yeah. You know, if you hadn't said that, people would think you were very impressive.
It's just the magic of television. Or radio, I suppose.
Whatever it is. A good start there by Catherine, one sort of on the jackish and one past it.
Yeah, sitting in a really good spot for a game of fours, eh?
Yeah, and the reverse there for Debbie, which is quite cool. So that's a pretty good example of reasonably good leading there. And I mean, on a first end of a national final, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, exactly. You don't have too many bowls in a national fours final with only 2 each and 10 ends to play, so you really want to be making a difference early on, don't you?
Absolutely.
And that's another good spot to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Would have got a head that's almost split in half, which is cool.
Yeah, no reason to change from either side so far. Yeah.
So Rhonda here that we see on her forehands played for New Zealand before, Matthew.
That was what I was just about to ask. We'll talk us through their achievements, Alex.
Oh, I'm going off the top of my head, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But I think she's played for New Zealand on 2 or 3 test matches and played in the South Island team on a number of occasions. The most recently might have actually been in 2016, I feel, where she skipped the Peers and Jenny Eden led for her.
Right.
And they played Cherie Holmes and Terry Anderson as she was then. And won 1 out of 3 games. It came down to the last game was a medal match, which Cherie and Terry managed to make. But yeah, she's a very good bowler. Really good player to have it too, to be fair, because she's quite competent at that sort of 2 or 3 feet over, so you could see her making a big difference in a lot of heads.
That's exciting. It means you can get your 2 to be playing lots of shots and changing things around for yourself.
Yeah, she plays lovely bowls. Currently quite involved with the outdoor game. She was the manager of their inter-centre team that Nelson won this season most recently in a place called Wilton in Wellington.
I'm very impressed that you know that.
I was there.
Okay, that's good. This is what we have you for, Alex.
Debbie Warren there, so we could use her shoulder as a mark. I think
Matt
at
Markham,
some point I do mention to the players from memory that there's a camera, but at the end of the day they're the ones at the national final, so I don't begrudge them.
Is there a camera at both ends? Will that be edited later, or?
No, this year was the second year we had a Masters event as well, and we only ever had 2 cameras to film these things. So The Masters Fours final is actually available on YouTube, and that final was between the team of Andrew Brunton and Carl Jamieson from memory.
Yes, I can read out everyone who was here to go along. Andrew Brunton was skipping Brian Hargrave, Barry Oliver and Maureen Dravitsky. And the other team of Carl Jamieson was skipping Ian Malcolm, Terry Moffat and Stu Carney. But you did very well to remember that, Alex.
Lovely. It's a vague memory. So we see while we've been talking and not been able to see the head, it's sort of built up quite well for blue, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Yeah, no, this is a very good opportunity on that first end.
Like, you got your first ever national fours final. It's going for 10 ends. See Lloyd just doing that's good. He's cleaning the mat.
That's one of those ones where you really want to make sure there's no outside influence that's just going to absolutely ruin your national final, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a big bowl here for Michael because you've got a great head set up. You know that Lloyd's going to have to be aggressive with his first bowl. So you just want to, you're almost right on top, aren't you? In that gate between the two oranges.
I think so, playing on the forehand, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And if you just sort of get anywhere in that gap, it's going to change things up.
Even if you're short, you are making it more difficult to get directly to that.
Yeah.
Because orange has those back bowls and that gate to come hoofing through.
Yep.
Or you could go, okay, well, fair enough. So they must have been looking for some sort of position somewhere or something.
Was he going off the inside edge of the orange into the pack of oranges at the back there, or?
We'll never know. But Lloyd here on the probe on his forehand. This is his first bowl in the national final.
That's so close.
What a bomb. What a great bowl.
That's a little bit of luck on his side there to get the kitty off of the blue and back into his pack of oranges there.
Oh,
but
it's one of those days sometimes, eh?
Yes.
Lloyd had just come off the back of beating Grant Lamy, Paul Midgley, Mike Phipps and Lorraine Phipps were the defending Force champions, and he just played bomb after bomb in that semi-final as well, as did this entire team, to be fair.
Yep. And in the other semi-final, Michael Lawson took on Marcus Trelin.
Picking the gap.
Helen
He's up to
Burnley.
hold. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
I was getting excited by the bowl.
Just got caught up on the blues there.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
I'm glad you got me to look up just in time.
Shrug of the shoulders there from Michael Lawson. He's played a lot of bowls.
And as I was saying, the other semi-final, Marcus Trelin, Helen Burnley, Denise Clarkson and Nash Smith.
Yes, I remember that. Nash had a really good nationals that year. He lost the pairs final and a four semi-final. I think he was a ring-in player for Marcus's team.
Right, that's a pretty good ring-in.
And went and played amazing. He's someone who needs to come back to bowls.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great player, eh? And he always comes along to Young Guns and is a great addition, both socially and in ability.
A good start. So we're seeing here...
Yeah, just taking the two.
Just chucking the bowl away. That's a fair call. He could have tried to wriggle in on the backhand through that gate. But that comes with its own dangers because the weight you have to play for that is exactly the same weight that would hit the blue bowl into the head and it would go horribly wrong. So a good end or a good outcome there, I think, for Orange. That's a really good start in a national final when you've crossed over 4 or 5 down to get a 2 out of that. I think Lloyd's team will be pretty pleased.
Yeah, absolutely. He played a really good bowl. Got a little bit of luck on the way through, but definitely a good result out of it. And that just keeps it really good. Nice and
here on her backhand.
Just a touch short.
Yeah, just a little bit. She plays out of Hawke's Bay now, Matthew, but she played for a long time out of the county centre and it's had a lot to do with the organising and playing in the charter club events.
Right.
Very competent bowler.
But this is great to have you, Alex, to know this stuff.
I know some things. Catherine Edgar there.
What a bowl. That's a great
shot.
shot.
Forehand.
That's lovely. Is there a bit of a changing hands Lloyd's looking at? No, he's keeping on the same hand. That's good.
Yeah, it's always a 50-50 call there as a skip, isn't it? His logic there, as you just pointed out, you see he's asking her to be a couple of feet past, but if she's tight, she's popping the jack back and they sort of reset the head. Whereas I suppose if you were to miss on your backhand going to that point, you're not resetting it, are you?
Yeah, you're getting caught up and
you
not
end up
really
with
doing
two
a
short
lot.
bowls, really.
Yeah. That's a perfect shot that she's just played to give herself a nice position for the rest of her team coming up.
Yeah, it's great leading.
And Catherine switching over hands.
On the back end. Very experienced bowler is Catherine. She's played, again, another one who's played in the South Island team on a number of occasions. What a bomb.
That is such a great shot. What a great second end of a national
Front toucher,
final.
back toucher. Thank you very much.
First time going that direction, and most players are finding their feet, learning what the greens and the weights are, but they're straight into it. You can see why they've gotten here
I
today.
was going to say, I wonder how they made the final. Rhonda here on the forehand.
I think this is going to be an exciting game, Alex. I think there's going to be lots of shots played back and forth, constantly
Yeah, I'm pretty
changing.
optimistic. You've got so much experience through these 8 players and 8 really, really fine bowlers as well. You look at your skips, you've got Michael Lawson and Lloyd Bellis, who now have both played for the New Zealand team. Lloyd in the 70s, I think, and Michael a bit more recently than that. But there's lots sort of national titles there. At the threes, Kath Arvidsson had won a Henslight singles. I think the second or the third woman to achieve that feat.
Right.
And it had lost. I feel like she might have lost the national singles final to Kevin Coombe, but I could be wrong. And Matt Markham was the other 3 South Island player. You know, it's just quality all the way through. Your twos, we've spoken about Rhonda, who's played for New Zealand.
Ooh.
And the other 2, Stephen Pretty, who's played for the South Island team. And then your leads, Deborah Warren, who's been very well performed at a counties and charter club national level. And Catherine Egger, who's played for the South Island team. So there's just quality all around, really, isn't there?
It's an absolutely outstanding final we're in for based on all those achievements.
Lovely. And yeah, Stephen Pretty, one of his big achievements, Matthew, was winning the inaugural Young Guns Pairs. You don't have to laugh. With Alana, his sister, in the first year that we held that event.
I'm still just impressed, to be honest. Maybe a little bit in awe, Alex. I don't have this much knowledge on anything.
Oh, it just sticks in my brain. Kath Arvidson here on the forehand. She's looking for the probe.
She just needs to get around that blue one just a bit tight.
So it's interesting, isn't it? Have we seen this heads? Another one developing where all the players play pretty good bowls, but it's looking for all intents and purposes like Mike and Lloyd are going to cross over and Mike's going to be holding a few shots and Lloyd might not be.
Yeah, it's all sort of started from Catherine Edgar's first couple of bowls. She set up a really good head there, and Orange had a few unlucky results.
Yeah. You got to be brave,
moving
don't
past. You? Yep, definitely.
Be brave. You know, if you clear that front orange, surely that's a difficult head to kill.
You say that.
Surely it's a difficult head to kill. That blue we see that's sitting on the corner of the square at sort of 8 o'clock on the screen, you're looking to play through that, aren't you? And if you can get on the inside edge, it's happy days.
She's not really changing too much from her last bowl besides a little bit extra weight, isn't she?
Yep, absolutely.
And she's using the box, touch of the box.
Oh, forehand, how long is it going to hold for? If she gets that one in the guts, it might be okay. It's not okay.
It's not gone great.
So you want to be... What are you doing here if you're Matt? You think you got no back bowls, but that's not the end of the world if you can sew the head up, is it?
No, that's exactly right. But I think you're still sort of trying to tuck that blue around or get a bit of position.
Even if you get the outside edge of that blue in the corner of the square. How's his weight?
Get unlucky here. Oh, it's an unlucky result.
Yeah, that was a good bowl. That's unfortunate for blue.
If he got onto the outside of that blue and worked it around, he would have really made it a tough head for Orange, but it's been a bit of a stiff result there for him.
Yeah, he played it pretty well, but yeah, you know, a bowl wider, it's happy days. It's an unfortunate result there. What are we going to see here from Lloyd?
I don't think he's going to be doing too much but a draw, really, on his forehand.
Yeah, try pick that gap, eh? Same thing that he got Kath to do.
Yes.
Nice forehand, exactly. That lovely classic delivery, hand on the knee.
That's really nice weight for it. I love that weight.
Here, he's stalking that bowl.
That's just such a good bowl. That's just such good weight.
How good is Lloyd Bellis at bowls?
That's amazing. And it's just unfortunate that he's really gotten on top of Matt's unlucky bowl there and made something really good of this head. That's
the thing, isn't it? You know, psychologically speaking, that's a bit of a blow because we saw 6 really good bowls from the blue team. You know, even the 6th bowl wasn't a bad bowl, it was just a bit stiff. And Lloyd's just sniffed a bit of blood. I think we're going to see weight here, aren't we? Isn't there that like 4-bowl plant, 5-bowl plant?
It's going to be amazing. Into the middle orange on the right-hand side there, onto the blues. And
sort of 1 o'clock on your screen. Barrel the bejesus out of that one and pray to your gods. I think one of the oranges will go, maybe 2, probably 1.
A little bit of key movement sort of backwards up the mat.
It depends where he gets that front orange. So he's got it on the wider side.
Oh,
has that made the angle better or worse? Probably doesn't it make it better at the moment?
Yeah, that's not a terrible result at all.
If he hit so he's half bowl wide with that, which is a shame. But if he gets that blue, Lloyd's just looking at it now. If Mike gets that blue, bang, 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 that his foot's going onto there, it's going to hit that orange. And on the way out of the head, that orange is either going to get a bit of the jack, a bit of the orange, or both at the same time, which would equal numbers for blue, you would think.
Lloyd definitely sees that danger. It looks like he's blocking up that shot to stop Michael from being able to play it. He's just lining up.
To see what hand he puts this block on. Yeah, so he's drawing across the head. We've spoken about it in some of our previous, whatever you call these, flashbacks.
Sunday live streams.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what you called it, the Sunday live stream. But when you're blocking, it's sort of a better chance of blocking a shot if you play across the head on the hand that the shot's on for. He hasn't really blocked it there though, has he?
No, he hasn't loved it, but I'd just like to say how clever it was. He went and stood back, really picked out the line that Michael would need to play to get onto it, and then thought about where he wanted his block. There's so many players that will just chuck away a block, and like you say, possibly on that wrong hand, not knowing exactly the spot they want it. But Lloyd's, with that experience, got down and was really, really certain about what he wanted to do.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting here to see if he gets the right connection, what happens. Because these angles can be a little bit deceiving, so they'll be able to see from where they are what's going to happen. But you would think worst case scenarios, you're at least removing one orange, aren't you? So instead of being 2 down, you're 1 down.
Yeah.
And I just can't see a way that's going to kill.
I think at most you're only going to drop a 1, like you say. If you get any contact onto that blue, that orange is just going to go flying off.
Yeah, and then it's just about whether that orange that you can see at 2 o'clock on your screen, sort of hive the jack from our position. It's about whether that hits anything on the way out or if it just clears off cleanly.
Yeah, and you'd hope for something to get a really good result out of it. But are we going to find out once Michael hits it now?
Find out shortly. He doesn't usually miss, so I'll be pretty positive he's going to be getting that ball in the guts.
We're going to find out what it's going to do.
It's backhand. Well, it moved, but not quite as quickly as I thought it might, to be honest.
I'd love to see that again. I'd like a slow-mo replay to see the contact that it quite got onto that bowl.
Well, I'll see what I can do about that. So
the other thing I was thinking you can do, Alex, is you'll be able to draw an arrow on that previous shot when we were trying to explain bowls, and this will help people out.
I'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. If you don't see an arrow, I haven't managed to be able to do it.
I think our production value could just about triple after today.
Oh, it's been going up and up, really. I figured out how to do a picture-in-picture last week. That was pretty impressive. I was pleased with myself.
We're going to be... Sky News is going to want us at some point.
Let's not go too far. We see a good lead off there from Debbie again. And Catherine switching to the back end for this shot.
Yes.
What a shot. Good bowl. But unlucky that it swung that little bit at the end, but it's still pretty good.
Who is the lovely man in the Tauranga jumper in the back there, Alex? Having a talk to what looks like possibly Keith Setter, is it, maybe?
Oh, yes, that's me in the vest.
Yes.
And Keith to my left.
Keith to your left?
Yep.
Keith, yeah. Yep.
Roger Bartosh to my right.
Roger Bartosh. So he must be running the scoreboards and you must be double-checking your live stream's going okay, or not live stream?
I think I was doing end-by-end updates on Facebook somewhere from memory.
Aha. Genius.
Again, a long time ago. Can't really remember.
Well, how are the sandwiches at this Nationals, though, Alex?
I don't want to remember the sandwiches at this Nationals. It was exorbitant. It was a lesson. You could take a 7th form economics class there and just watch what happens over the week. And learn some things. It's okay.
See, economics in real life, it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, not super happy with that bowl there.
Nah, she'll be disappointed with that. She had the weight for a dead draw and the green for a Ricci bowl and did neither of those.
Yeah, that's sort of that opportunity where you have those 2 at the back and 2 short blue ones. You'd like to sort of be in there, changing, really taking a hold of that chance.
Yeah, for sure. And Stephen Pretty here on the back end. I always quite like Stephen Pretty's delivery and a good shot there. Plays for South Otago. Made a return to the game this year. He had a couple of years off, but what did he play? Did he play the Nationals?
This is all on you, Alex. This is all on you. That's a really great bowl that he's played there to really change this head around.
Here we go. Here's the correction from Rhonda. How long is
off
it going
the
to hold
front blue?
Good shot.
Oh, it's still a great shot. That's really changed that head around now.
She spun the opposition bowl out of the square. I quite like that. That's good.
That is a very, very good bowl, and Stephen Pretty's going to need to get back there once again.
Yeah, he'll feel confident though, won't he? Because he's already put a bowl there. I always find it, it's naturally easier. If you've done it once, you just go, oh.
Yep, we're going to do it again.
Memory, I just make it feel the same as what that felt like, and it's going to be happy days.
And he's ended up in a pretty good... Oh, he's just snuck around.
But stiff to go clean past that orange bowl.
It's very, very unlucky.
You're not feeling like the rub of the green's against you yet, but at this stage, this is the point where if a few more things go wrong in a game, you can start going, when's it going to go right? When am I going to start getting a good result from a bowl?
I'd be a little bit upset. But once you, like you say, it's only the third end, there's still so much more to go.
Yeah.
Here
On
we
the
go.
backhand, it's Kath. She played
It's heavy there.
incredible bowls in that semi-final. Kath Arvidsson, some bombs.
Right, just
From
constantly.
memory.
There's Lloyd and Kath just absolutely changing heaps against Lamy, was it?
Yeah, it was a good game of bowls to watch, but they just they played just some incredible bowls. That's on YouTube as well if anyone wants to watch it. I think you just have to search 2016 4 semi-final.
Matt just sort of running past there, not changing too much.
Yeah, and Lloyd almost on the defensive now. He's got a 3-point lead, 2-point lead. How many points leading does he have, Matthew?
Yeah, I would know that. He has a 3-point lead.
Aha. He's got a 3-point lead in a national final. You've got 8 more ends to go.
Yep.
You don't need to be scoring numbers, so he went for the more defensive thing. That sort of he's waiting for Blue to make a move, and then they've got that position at the back instead of trying to develop something now. Like one of the options Orange could have done, he could have got Kath at this point to pop the jack back a little bit, or just change something a little bit to make a number more immediately available, but he doesn't need to do that.
No, I wouldn't think he'd need to do that at all. Yeah, he's definitely played the right defensive shot. We'll see what Blue does and then work backwards from there.
Yeah.
Here we go, Matt playing a similar bowl to his last one. He certainly changed his weight to more of a draw.
Half a chance at the edge of that. Pretty good.
That's a pretty damn good bowl. Is Blue holding there, Alex?
I don't think so, but it might be.
It's possibly an orange one. If
Yeah.
Blue is holding, we will see Lloyd popping that orange out. Will we?
I would say so. We'll find out soon enough. Yeah. Okay. He's on his backhand.
Wow.
Lovely classic delivery. Got a few Welsh trophies as well, does Lloyd, from the Halcyon Age of Canterbury Indoor Bowling Association. Well, the first one, because they had the other one in the early 2000s when they won the Welsh Trophy about 4 years in a row. But before then, and before Waikato was the powerhouse that it is, Canterbury had a pretty good stranglehold on the Welsh Trophy, Matthew, in the 70s.
Right. Believe it or
Lloyd
not,
was a part of a lot of those teams, along with there's a guy called Alf Williamson who captained the first New Zealand team on a composite international mat in 1983. No, he must have captained it the one before because Ray Eccles was 83. Anyway, Alf Williamson and a few other ones. Leon McLennan won the Henslight singles from Canterbury. And I don't know, other people. Simon Thomas could list off a bigger list than me, but my point is they were a very strong centre, and Lloyd was a part of a lot of those teams in the 70s and 80s.
Right. It's a bit unfortunate with his last bowl. He's sort of given Michael something to use to come off for his bowl.
Yeah, and even if Michael goes through that square, it's good, isn't it? Because he's getting a bowl a little bit past the head and giving himself a chance with his last one.
Yeah, absolutely. But ideally,
Needs it
if
to
he gets
break.
that kitty
Needs
over...
it to break. How did it go? Oh, that's still not the end of the world. You can use that blue bowl, can't you, into that orange split. Boom, 3 or 4 points.
Absolutely, yeah. That kitty's going all to Blue over there. And that's what Lloyd looks like he's lining up, how good it's going to be for them. Is he blocking that shot?
I don't know. I'd be tempted myself to... You may as well be proactive.
Yep.
You're into that orange split that you can see if you're tight, the jack's swiping back to your oranges.
Yep.
You may as well sort of vaguely play their shot for them. But he
just-
might just be putting a block in, which is fine. Interesting, he's doing the other block system, which is on the same hand as your opposition, and it's gone very well.
That's a very, very good block.
That's a great block.
That's about perfect, I'd say.
Yeah. Can you
So-
go... What do you do here for Blue?
Oh, it's made it awkward, isn't it? It's made
You
it
can't
very
go
awkward.
across the head, can you? Go inside out off that... It depends how low that blue is of Michael's that sits at 9 o'clock from the jack.
You'd hate to go across the head, collide with that orange, and be popping it out
wide.
to where more oranges are.
That would be a nightmare. Well, Matthew, that's good. Or Matt, there's looking at the outside edge of that blue to get the jack sort of back up the mat.
Yep.
That's potentially on.
It seems like it's a big way for the jack to travel to get out for one on the side, isn't it?
It is. It's not, I mean, you'll risk and reward. Yeah, so Michael's just talking about that inside out that I spoke about earlier.
Yep. Just
You
make
just-
sure you're...
Just can't be wide. Just don't be wide. And you'd see if Michael does play that shot, he'll move over to his right in the square, take it from the far right so that it'll be turning from the moment it leaves his hand.
If you collide with that short bowl, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. And then, you're 4 down after 3 ends, you're certainly still right in the game. Doesn't change too much.
Okay, so we're going to see an inside-out shot, I think, yeah.
This is exciting. He's certainly over on the middle right-hand side of the box.
Nice forehand. Oh,
Oh!
beautiful effort.
How did he not get a result there? That...
That was a fair effort there from Michael.
Did he not hit what he was going for?
Yeah, he needed to be maybe 3 or 4 cigarette papers tighter, narrower than that, and I think we would have seen a pretty impressive looking bowl. He plays a lot of inside out shots. It's clever. A lot of the South Island players do. If you watch Simon Thomas play, similar, using the bowls that are on the head to get some pretty cool angles out of them.
Yeah, that was a perfect example, getting those kitty over to where your bowls are. It was so close to being a perfect shot.
Oh, for sure. Debbie Warren's on fire.
What a great lead bowl there.
Back toucher here as we see the scores 4-0 now, isn't it, after 3 ends?
That's perfect. Yes, exactly that.
And was it a 10-end final this year, Matthew?
Yes, I would know that. 1 second. It is a 10-end final this year.
Right. That's good to know.
The people at home will know this. They'll have a scoreboard in front of them and everything.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with the scoreboard. It's been developing as I find new things to tutu with.
Oh, I love the scoreboard. It's gone very well. I think it's all just improving each time. Maybe the commentary is getting slightly worse, but everything.
No, there's nothing we can do about that. Blame it on lockdown. Warren there, boom boom, 2 good bowls.
I'm very excited to hopefully be getting out of this tomorrow, Alex. I'm not sure the same will happen for Auckland, but
that's the funniest thing you've said all day, Matthew.
Sorry, Alex. Oh, I like this.
I love the wobble. How long's it going to hold up for? Good shot.
That's a great shot. That just held enough, didn't it?
From the Edgar bowling dynasty is Catherine.
Yes, an absolutely brilliant family.
South Otago stalwarts. David Edgar, obviously being part of the executive for a number of years now.
Yeah.
And before then, had a heavy involvement in the South Otago district. Played Patterson for them as well.
All really good bowlers, really nice people, and they all do a lot of it for the sport, right? Like you say, the executive, Catherine working as an umpire at many nationals, SJ helping out at the Waikato Centre all the time. Definitely a dynasty of the game.
Absolutely. Stephen on the forehand. It came out of his hand beautiful, but it's not gone that well, that bowl.
No, he won't be super happy with that.
It's always disappointing when you let it go nicely and your bowl just doesn't go close. What are you supposed to change then, Matthew?
Was it a little bit of jitters that it just sort of flicked out of the hand?
Just let it go nice and smooth. I think it's the problem there. And we're on
it's better when you don't let them go smooth. Is that the message there, Alex?
That's my personal system, is I let go every bowl with a bit of a shoulder drop and a bit of a jab, and they get close, and if I have a good delivery, it just goes flying.
It certainly depends on which hand you're playing, though.
Yes. Shoulder drop on the backhand, jab on the forehand, Matthew. Everyone knows that. Even if it stops, it's good. That's a good bowl.
That is a very good shot. Sitting in a good spot there.
Better than it looks at a glance, I think, because at the end of the day in fours, there's so many bowls, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. There's so much more to come. Another 8 bowls ahead of them. And Kath not needing to change too much. Is she up there?
This is real close to good. Just
a bit short.
A little bit short.
Not a terrible spot to sit though, really.
Nah, it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what the decision is here from Matt and Michael. You've got a choice, you could match that blue bowl at the back with this bowl and go, we've got 3 bowls now to get some movement back to make use of those, or you can start attacking from your 3's first bowl. I'll be leaning towards that. I think we'll see Matt here on his backhand with weight to that back blue.
Yeah, I think they really needed to start changing stuff around, especially if you hung wide with that drawing to the back and you weren't sort of in an ideal spot.
Yeah,
anyway.
Needs to hit something. He's not far away. He needs to get something square.
Get onto the blue.
Good shot.
That's a great shot. That's really good weight for it.
Yeah, open the head up. Absolutely beautiful. They've got options left, right and centre now.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
Lloyd will just be looking through what they are.
Interestingly, this is the first end where Orange is sort of going to be holding at the crossover, isn't it?
Yeah, it is interesting.
I've seen sort of a bit different each of them.
Lloyd indicated there that he's going to try and get Kath to move to pop the jack to our right by about a foot. And that's because if the jack's over there, where are the shots for blue coming from?
Yeah, exactly. They've got nothing on that side, and she looks pretty close here. She's going to get down enough. Oh, still sitting in a great spot.
That's perfect weight there from Kath Arvidsson. She's such a tough bowler to beat. She's made a peer semi-final quite recently as well, I think, after this fours in Rotorua Nationals, wasn't it? Quite recently.
Right. No, once again, this is all on you, Alex.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. Down
I
a little
reckon.
bit.
Whoa. Just looks like he added a bit more weight there, and that sort of made him
Yeah.
hold same green that he played last time.
How tempting would it be to hit that outside blue now, Matthew? The one that sits at 1 o'clock. Just stand up and barrel it.
I love it, Alex, because it would work too.
Yeah, well, of course it would work. If you miss it, it's not so good. That's probably why I haven't made a fours final.
Well, ain't you certainly losing a lot of bowls there?
Lloyd here. I love the way he sort of follows his bowl up the mat a little bit.
Or I'd love to see Michael play it.
He's going to be more clever than that. He's going to go on like a vaguely inside outy sort of thing on his forehand again, I reckon.
How good?
Trying to play that split.
Yep, absolutely.
Forehand, because he's indicating there you get probably a safer miss with your collision bowl. If you go that split on the backhand, everything is going right through the jack.
Right.
So on the forehand, I feel like you're opening the head up better on that hand as well.
Yeah, there's certainly lots of chances there anywhere in that general sort of
this would
foot.
be a good bowl.
He's right over on his box to get it to hold as he's playing on that inside out.
Needs it to hold.
Get your shot.
Oh. That was such good weight too. He'll be disappointed that he's missed the head there.
And it doesn't look like Lloyd's just going to get down and play the exact same shot he was trying before.
Going to
Needs
try
to
lock
just
the
get
orange
around.
in, I reckon.
Yep.
Draw a back toucher to that orange.
It looks short again, I'd say.
He's trying. It's short. This is a big chance here. This is a big moment in the game.
Yep, this is certainly a big opportunity, isn't it?
It'll be interesting to see. Michael's got two options here now. Either stays the course and plays his back and inside outy thing, or he could try and barrel that blue bowl.
You want to see it happen, don't you?
I just want to see it. I think it might work. I think you get a 3, and if you're narrow, you kill it and lose the final. So we'll see a forehand shot. That's probably the smart call, to be fair. Just make that correction. We'll see same weight again.
I think so. He's right over in that box to get it to hold.
Big chance here. Big chance here from Lawson.
Oh no.
How'd it go so square? I'll try and do a slow-mo replay while these people are picking in.
I think he didn't get any inside off of that blue. He just got a direct contact onto the middle one. So it jacked straight back.
It seems to have been one of those games for Michael and co, hasn't it? They've played some pretty good bowls. Like, they haven't had a good result yet.
That's especially rough, that one.
That one would have, yeah. He would have seen the little head shake from me there, I think. Michael's got better self-control.
The tut-tut-tut.
I save that for horrible situations. But yeah, it's a bit disappointing. So we see here now, is the score 7-0, is it, Matthew?
So that makes it 7-0 after 4, but that's certainly by no means out of the game at this point. You've still got 6 more ends to go.
Now is the hour, isn't it?
You need to start making a few numbers here and there. So I don't think they need to change too much, because like we say, they've just had a few unlucky results here and there.
You got all 8 players playing pretty high percentage of effective bowls, so they just, if you're Michael's team, you go, we'll keep doing that, and the score should balance out. I'd be hoping to be 2 down last end sort of thing.
Yeah, certainly.
Within proper cooey on the last end.
Yeah, absolutely not time to panic at all. But this is what we want in a National Fours final. Everyone just playing their absolute best, and you just have a quality game of back and forth shots.
For sure. Catherine on her backhand. Also, just quickly on different notes, see that man to the far right of the screen with the binoculars?
Yes.
Do you know who he is?
Oh,
I believe in you, Matthew.
No, I'm afraid not. No, who is that?
Have you read a book called Indoor Bowls New Zealand Style?
I haven't, no.
Okay, well that would explain it. He wrote the only book on indoor bowls published in the last 40 years in New Zealand. And it was called Indoor Bowls New Zealand Style. His name is Reg Motion, and that's his wife to his left, Rose Motion. And they had a lot to do with what was known as the New Zealand Indoor Bowls Federation. Then it turned into New Zealand Indoor Bowls, 60s, 70s and 80s. I'm pretty sure Reg was the man who approached Delwyn Hughes and asked her to go on the executive.
Wow.
In about 1985.
I'm still impressed.
He's
How do you
amazing.
know this stuff?
Oh, I don't know. Someone tells me once, but it was a really, really good book on indoor bowls. If anyone can find it in your second-hand shops, I know a lot of us have a copy. I gave mine away, but he talks about the history of the sport and then has some drills that you can participate in and suggestions for leads, twos, threes, and skips, and suggestions on good systems for playing singles, pairs, triples, and fours. It was in his book that I first read your third bowl in a game of singles is the most important one.
Oh, wow. Oh, so he sort of had like a theory on how the game should be played and what people should be
he
doing.
was a successful bowler. He made a New Zealand fours final in the 60s.
Yep.
And lost that. Never won a national title. And his wife, Rose, to his left, made 2 New Zealand singles finals.
Wow. That's amazing.
And
So
she played for New Zealand as well, I think, Rose did.
That's really cool. Obviously, a lot of experience in the game, knew what their sort of theories were, and wrote a good book about it.
Yeah, he's a lovely man. He played out of the Otamotai Club. He's passed away recently, which I was sad to note, but I believe Rose is still with us. He was well into his mid-90s, I think, Matthew. So just a really nice story and a cool man to know about, I think.
I think that's amazing. And is the binoculars from a time when you would be further back in the crowd? There'd be so many people at a nationals.
There was
you'd
I
almost
love
need.
that he bought binoculars. To be fair, I don't know if we could say it's back to when there were a couple of thousand people watching a national final, but I'd like to think that. So let's go with it.
I feel like you would need binoculars when you're right up the very back. You wouldn't be able to tell what's going on, would you?
I imagine you would have needed a fan to see through the smoke first.
Yes, I've heard that. I'm a little bit thankful that doesn't still carry on.
A lot of pictures of that haze that's hung over the hall, and a lot of the old rules. If you look in the rules from the 50s and 60s, talk about your ash shouldn't be put onto the mat, sort of thing. So I thought it speaks to a different era.
I don't like that it needed to be written down. That, to be fair.
Who knew? I think there was something about what's the other one? No, can't remember. It's not important. I'll mention it next week.
Was it mainly pipes or cigarettes?
I wasn't there, Matthew, so I don't know.
I'll have to ask a Roy McCurdy or someone.
Ask someone from a different generation. But we see here a really tight head. Blue's holding what looks like 3 points.
Yeah, Jack's looking like in the middle of that very front blue away.
It just looks like you can play that split or slightly tighter and get a magic result here. She needs it to hold. Good bowl. Good shot.
Well, it's just held enough.
Half a
Just
bowl
got a
wider,
contact.
we would have seen her orange bowl that you see to the right, to the left, I reckon. They would have been holding a couple.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate because now there's lots of blues at the back. Good chance here for Matt Markham. Get onto that Jack, get it back to his blue ones there.
And they'll be well and truly ready to take their chances as well.
Oh, I think they deserve one. They've been holding lots of really good heads, but just hasn't gotten their way.
Opted for the backhand for this shot.
This is exciting. Yeah, certainly playing on the black hand gives you the best sort of chance there, and he's quite close. Just gonna get
That's stiff.
Oh,
So what he's accidentally
that needed to get down.
It's made it harder to get a bundle of blues, but if Lloyd doesn't do anything, you can still play your backhand even off that orange bowl, that shortest orange bowl you see on your left.
I really like that.
That orange is peeling out nice and clean. So Lloyd will know that's on. He'll be looking for a front toucher. Even if he moves the jack, it's really good because he's taking the jack away from where they can score. He needs it to hold.
It's just a bit short as well. Didn't really give it quite the best chance there.
I expect to see a barrelly thing here.
This is going to be great. This
Off
is a perfect
that short
shot.
orange, bang bang. That orange is disappearing. That back toucher, it'll just go clean out of the head, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get it directly just about as well because those blue and oranges are touching each other by the looks of it.
Yes.
So certainly a big chance here for Michael Lawson. He's giving it a
Backhand,
nice weight.
going for it square. Good shot. Good bowl.
That's a great bowl. That is a
bowl.
great bowl. Oh, well, Lloyd Bellis knows he's not playing too dissimilar of a shot. He just needs to change his weight, and he's going to get a good result here.
Another big moment in the game. It's an opportunity for Blue to get back in it. Lloyd took no time on that shot at all. He's close.
Oh no. That's a great bowl. It's worked. I thought he was going to get very, very unlucky there.
Cigarette paper tight. I do love how he stalks that bowl. Cigarette paper tight. But I won't say he's got away with it because it's a good shot. It looks like he's probably holding one there, isn't he?
Yeah, or just about maybe the one blue at the back, maybe. But there's still a great chance here for Michael Lawson. Just
For
get
sure.
any blue back into that pile of blues that they have there. Just needs a nice contact. This is where the luck needs to swing you a favour.
On his forehand, he's close.
He likes it a lot. He likes it a lot. Oh!
That's a bomb. That's a bomb of a bowl there by Michael Lawson. What a shot.
That is brilliant. And Matt
1,
Marker
2,
with a little
3.
fist bump.
Go on, give him 4. That's good. That's good bowls there. You know what they say when the going gets tough, the tough get going or something. Wasn't it in a song?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I think we just saw that there. You know, you're 7-0 down in a national final. Your three's just got super unlucky with his last bowl to take away an easy chance for a bundle. You go bang, bang, play 2 perfect bowls, one on your backhand, one on your forehand, and suddenly you've scored 4 points and you're right back in it.
That is outstanding. That is a very, very good end. And, you got to play that bowl, get that orange one out just like he did. And that was really terrific.
Are we going to see an umpire called here, Matthew?
Don't think so. Oh, it looks like we are. It looks like, is that Kath getting in for a measure herself?
Yeah, she's a national umpire herself. She umpired at a Welsh I played at some point.
Yes.
I think. And counties in Pukekohe. He was a good umpire.
Yes. Well, that was the mats were the wrong direction. Was that the year? Was that right?
Well, they weren't. I thought they were in the great direction.
Oh, that's good.
That's the year we won the Welsh. It was the it was nearly a one where we didn't win the Welsh. You can blame everything, but people blame well.
Yeah. Wait, counties, Welsh. Yes, no, I'm just trying to remember. That was where you got your hair cut afterwards, immediately once you finished, wasn't it?
To say I got my hair cut is to understate what happened somewhat.
Well, you got it at the same level as the Pears game you won, I think was the comment.
Yeah, that's an accurate comment. It really hurt. But it was worth it. We said it as a motivational thing for the team before the event. It's like, if we win the Welsh, I'll have my hair shaved off. And we won the Welsh, so I had my hair shaved off. Just before I had a job interview, I might add.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So I had to explain that.
Did the job interview go good?
Yes, I work there now, so it's fine.
Oh, that's Bowls New Zealand job interview. I'm glad that's worked out in the end. See, it's something that Sean would definitely pressure me into. In fact, the whole Waikato team would likely pressure me into. There's a few.
I think even if we play a Welsh, you should just have your hair shaved off.
That would be amazing. But I don't know if New Zealand indoor bowls would be motivated by my hair shaving.
I think the government would be motivated. I think they'd lower the alert levels down so that we could play a national event.
I'd love that. I would absolutely love that. Well, as long as we get to play a national event, it'll be great. I will email Jacinda tomorrow and get onto that one. Probably before the announcement comes, I would say.
And we'll say it's down to you. Auckland needs to go down as well, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You guys got 2 more weeks. Sorry, Alex.
Yep. It's been a while.
Has been a while.
There's
a great bowl here.
So
what a great
here
shot.
we see a great example of what a good bowl from a skip can do for a team.
Yeah, this is some rallying going on here.
It's just about playing that little bit better. This is a clever call here from Lloyd. It'd be so easy to get your two instinctively to play their backhand.
Yep.
But you're taking the jack away from where it can go anyway. So he's asked Ronda to play on the forehand instead, pop the jack out to our right.
Really clever shot. And even if you get onto this orange one here, you're still going to get a result.
Really good head reading. That's really good head reading from Lloyd Ballas. If we'd seen her play the backhand, she might have held one. But for how long, and where's your bundle coming from, or your shots coming from for orange?
Absolutely. And now this has forced Stephen to change over his hands. But he's still got a good opportunity here to tuck that jack around and really take hold of this head.
Nice backhand.
Has he got the weight for it? Not so baby.
That Nationals we had in Tauranga in 2008, he played the national pairs with my sister, Matthew.
Right. Why didn't you play with your sister? I suppose you hadn't played for very long then, had you?
I played with a man called Ian Grace in that Nationals, and we lost 2 and won 2. And my sister wasn't going to play the national pairs, and Stephen needed a partner. So they played their qualifying. What a bomb here by Ronda while I'm talking about bowls. What a great shot. So you see her.
That's 2 great bowls.
She's popped the jack out and then nutted it on the backhand. That's perfect towing.
That's brilliant. That's so good.
They played their qualifying out at Mount Maunganui Sports Centre because there wasn't enough room in the QE2 to fit all the pairs. And they qualified and went out in the second round, I reckon.
Right. Where was the QE2 in Tauranga? I don't think I ever played in that.
Attached to Memorial Hall.
Yes, I have played in that. Yep.
So the Nationals was played at the QE2, and our centre events used to be played at Memorial Hall, which was an interesting floor, but I was quite successful there, so I never minded it.
It was the one where the horrible heating system,
Oh, look
wasn't
at
it?
that go.
Didn't quite come out of the hand very great.
It tracked out and out and out as well. That's interesting. That's should be hoping that's a one-off in this final.
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to put those behind you. If it happens occasionally, it does.
But no, yes, Memorial Hall was where the Tauranga Indoor Bowls Association had a lot of centre events for about 30 years, and we had a number of different gas heaters there that did, to varying degrees of success, sort of heat the hall up a little bit. But for sure, they're home now at the by Blake Park at the Mount Sports Centre is a much nicer place to be playing bowls.
I remember being a junior, and in fact it was much colder inside of the hall than it was outside or ever in Taupō. It was...
Yeah, Memorial Hall, yeah. I remember we used to play interclub there, and Tauranga has a very good interclub system, so they would have 30, 44s teams sort of fill up that hall. And there was a line in and out of the kitchen to put your hands underneath the hot water, because the interclub format's quite staggered, so you'd play fours and then you'd sit down and watch your teammates play 3 games of singles sort of thing. So you had a bit of downtime. There was a line going through the kitchen to try to keep our hands warm.
Oh, golly gosh.
Fun times.
At that point, it's just getting ludicrous, isn't it?
It's all part of the experience, Matthew. You see Kath here, what a correction on her first bowl.
That's a
First
good
one
shot.
goes flying off the side of the mat with what looked like enough weight to embed it in the wall. Second bowl, perfect correction there. They're now holding 2.
And what's Michael Lawson doing here? Is he playing a similar shot to what he got Matt Markham to play?
That's interesting, because they're 3 down, 5 to go.
Yep.
And this is Michael's bowl. I don't know. Does that help?
It's a 2-part shot. You'd
I
have to
think I'd
pop it
tap
out
it
and then
first,
nail
yeah.
it with your next one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But certainly a tricky one. There's not a much more lined up. I think they're looking over at what they could pump in those blues over.
Nah, it'd probably go better for orange than for blue, to be fair. Like those 3 oranges, if you had no fear, it'd be nice to barrel into on the forehand, go bang, 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 get that orange that's sitting at the spot into the head for 3. But that's not a shot you want to be playing.
That's the wrong colour, mate.
Let's stay in the realms of, whatever you call it.
He needs some contact here. He definitely needs contact.
Yeah, great effort. Good shot. Good bowl. Michael Lawson, of course, has had national success before. He won the triples in Taupo. I think they might have dressed as Teletubbies on day 1.
Yep.
With Sandra Keith and someone else. Was it Richard Griffiths? No. Can't remember.
This is on you.
He's won the triples before, and he might have another national title at some point. But lots of
he wouldn't want to make it easier here. That's an unlucky result.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with. I love it. I love how much he cares when you watch Lloyd Ryder's bowls. That's good. That's it's probably his way of staying focused. To be fair,
it's an absolute brilliant character, eh? Great to watch in finals. By this point, how many national titles had he had, Alex?
It's close. Boom.
What a bowl.
How good are these skips playing? What was your question? Oh, let's wait till Lloyd's played his bowl and then you can ask your question and I might be able to answer it. What does Lloyd do now? Are you playing that split, 3 rolls on that orange?
Yeah, I think so. Really got to give it a chance. If you get onto the blue, you're getting
using
it
the
out.
Square. Let it go. Absolutely beautiful. He's cleared the front. He's close here. He's close. Oh, great effort.
Really great try, but another point to blue there, making it 7-5 after 6 ends.
Absolute bomb. I mean, I can't explain how difficult it is to get down and just play that. Like, Michael played an absolute
that's a screamer.
Top-notch bowl. Top-notch. He played perfect weight, too, to tuck that jack around square. What was your question, Matthew?
By this point, how many national titles had Lloyd won without spoiling the game?
I might be wrong, but I think it was probably only just the one that he got in the singles in 1965-ish.
Right.
But he'd made at least 2. I mean, I remember in the last 10 years he'd made 2 singles finals. I think he spent a chunk of his career playing the Chartered Nationals, which is all charter clubs in New Zealand have a national indoor bowls competition, one for the men and one for the women.
Yep.
It's particularly strong in the Canterbury and South Island regions, and he's got a gold star. He might even have a gold bar of the Charter Club national titles.
Right.
So he's 5 or 10ish there, and he'd made a number of finals. But I think he just had the one that singles from 65ish when he was an 18-year-old first or second year bowler.
That's amazing, eh?
It staggers me that 50 years later he was in a national force final skipping.
That's crazy.
In
That's
a positive
amazing.
way. Like, it's incredible.
But sure, it must have been 19 though, surely, because wasn't Joseph Tade 18 and he was the youngest?
No, I think he might have been even younger than that.
Oh, really?
But
Interesting.
I could be wrong. I'll find out before next week. I'll have a look back through me records somewhere. There used to be a magazine called the Indoor Bowler or the New Zealand Bowler or something.
Yep.
And there's a picture of Lloyd there with a lot of hair, looking pretty chuffed with himself at winning the national singles in the mid-60s.
That'll be our next thing in production value, is that we'll do a bit of research beforehand and then I'll be able to help out.
Yeah, one day.
We're working on your memory solely at this point. And you're doing a great job. I'm not taking anything away.
Sometimes it's goodish. Got an interesting head developing here, haven't we?
Interesting one, yeah.
Well,
just
past
good
the head.
chance. Good chance here for Rhonda to get that orange on the left-hand side. Make a really nice looking head.
Nice delivery as well. Does Rhonda have?
Gonna be pretty good. That's
How
a great
good is
shot.
that? Great tone.
That's really taken away a lot of blues from this head at the moment as it sits. That's a great shot.
You almost wouldn't be upset if you're narrow, if you're Stephen, would you? And you end up popping the jack out or changing something.
Exactly. You want to reset the head. This is where twos need to play with that nice weight. Just get some contact.
Oh, that's fine, because you can now hit that blue ball.
Yep. That's right. That's exactly
and
right.
relatively safely too. Look at Reg there with his binoculars. He still was playing bowls at this stage as well, Matthew, at the Otamotai club.
That's incredible, eh?
He was a lefty. He was the one interesting part of his book was that his system for delivering the bowl was to have a backswing
Yes.
off the mat,
Oh. Was it?
And that-
Oh, interesting.
like a pendulum. And
Yeah.
he played. I mean, he in his 90s he was still playing well. I used to come across him in night tournaments the Otamotai club used to hold, and he used to skip a team and go pretty good. And we had a couple of conversations, I was in awe. But he used to propose that you should play off one knee and have a backswing off the mat and then follow through, which is fine for your backhand. But I never could figure out how to get it nice and smooth out on your forehand like that.
Yeah, really interesting idea, and you wouldn't see too many bowlers playing like that nowadays at all.
No, although Brian Hargraves does, doesn't he? And did he win the Masters Fours this year?
Right, yes. And there's certainly a lot of players that would play with a backswing when playing with weight to get that pendulum.
Yes.
When all you got to worry about is your green. You don't need to get perfect weight.
Yep, there's a few who do that. Ron Sarank does that, so does Tuna Smeedema.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lloyd has a cool stand-up. I'm not sure if we're going to see it, but he sort of gets down on one knee and then lifts up. I can't explain it. I hope we get to see it. If we see it in this national final, I'll make a bit of noise about it.
It's a little bit of a pendulum-like as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very accurate, very cool to watch.
Oh, very accurate. It could highly plausibly be seen, because we have seen a lot of blue heads sort of build up.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
And with a few more ends
Mark
to
him
go.
here.
Oh,
It'll be interesting to see. We can't see it from here, but he's shifted that blue bowl at the front. That would be gutting if you've moved it so that now when you hit that blue bowl, there's jack movement, wouldn't it?
yeah, I think there is.
Based on Michael's reaction, I would say that might have been what's happened there. He was half a bowl narrower than what he would have liked. They would have decided just to bide their time for a bowl and then give it a smack, but it might now be that the smack isn't something that can happen.
Yeah, based on Lloyd just getting Kath to draw out here, knowing that movement's going to happen, doesn't look great.
Close
That's
to
okay.
the-
Lots of bowls to come.
Good shot from Kath. Playing well.
Looks about where it would go. We can't quite exactly tell, but that's probably where the kiddie's heading, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so.
So, you still got to have a smack, though, don't you?
Oh, Kath giving the camera a bit of a look there.
You've got to change something here. You can't just draw up to it.
Oh, we won't see a short bowl. We might. There's no bowls off the mat yet. That's unusual, to be fair. So I think we'll see that sort of weight. If he's wide, he's pushing some oranges off the mat.
Go, get a contact. Oh, that's hard.
Good shot.
Yeah, not a bad shot at all. But that's just another one. Kath is
Lloyd-
playing the exact same pole, isn't she?
Lloyd just going, yep, you're going to chuck it back here.
And Kath going up for a look.
Yeah. Fair call.
Yeah, just got to be really certain of where you want to be in your mind. Know where the jack's going, know where you're getting your bowl to be.
We see her sort of an unconventional delivery stance, isn't it?
Yeah, quite stretched out amongst the box, isn't she?
Quite splayed out. It reminds me a little bit of Mark Ridley.
Yeah, could be quite similar. Quite similar sort of delivery style. That's a really good bowl that
Good
she
shot
played
there
once
as well.
again. And this is one of the ones sort of I've learnt from Wayne Baker this year, where you get the back bowl, not where the kiddie's going, but you get it behind where the kiddie's going, because there's still more skip bowls to go. Once they pop it out, then you have something to play to. It's really clever to be there. But Michael definitely needs to get some contact onto that blue, doesn't he? Is that what he's doing?
It looks like he's lined up for a draw. He might just be trying to go back toucher.
Yeah. Yeah,
Off
looks
the
like
orange. It's always scary that I'm always frightened I'm going to hold wide. It's so easy to do. Yeah.
Damn.
It'd be a little bit disappointed with that. It'd be interesting to see what Lloyd opts to do here. You almost don't want to... I'd be reticent about going close. Because if you accidentally, if you end up being level with that blue bowl, you're just giving Michael more of a shelf.
Yeah.
Interesting to see, is Rhonda on the head?
Yes.
Cool, that's cool. I like that.
Yes.
I really enjoy seeing teams that have no fear of communicating amongst all four of them, or all three of them, if they're asked.
Really cool, yeah.
Sign of a team that's working well together. This is almost exactly what he didn't want to do, though, isn't it? He's got away with it, actually. He's a bit too wide, almost. He's wide enough that I'd be surprised if you can use that bowl to get the shot. But you might see a bowl enough that to cut it down to 1 or 2.
Yeah, can you go off that orange and off the next orange as well, sort of flop back down?
Yeah, I think you could cut it down to 1, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what weight he'll play this with. We'll have to wait and see.
I think he's just drawing again. Just pretty similar to his last bowl by the looks of it. Yeah.
He's made a correction. He likes this one. He likes this one. What a bomb.
That's a great shot. That is a great shot. And you just see there Michael wanting to throw the orange bowl at Lloyd there, saying, stay away.
Great shot. Great shot there by Michael Lawson.
It's possible he's not playing it.
What are you doing? What's he
No,
doing?
It's possible he's not playing it.
Brave. I would never have done that. That's not how you throw a ball away.
That was terrifying.
I'd flick it wide.
Especially on the forehand, Alex. It's not good.
Yeah, precisely.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, good on him.
But must have been 1 to Lloyd there.
Yes, you reminded me of a story about a person throwing a bowl away. Keith said will tell it better than I will, but they were playing, you probably heard this one, they're playing a triples qualifying with Keith, and Keith used to play on a triples team with a man called Colin Dow, who played for the North Island team, and Jeff Coe, and they won the New Zealand triples in 99ish, I think, at Whangarei. Anyway, they were a triples team, and it might have been like a North Island Championships in the early 2000s, and they needed the game to qualify, and Colin's like, what shall I do? And Keith said, nothing, just throw the ball away. So Colin just hiffed the ball up the middle of the mat. And obviously you can't, the rules of the game, he let it go out of his hand through the box. You have to leave it. And apparently it barreled the middle of the head, but when the dust settled they still had one, so it was okay. I like to think about the panic.
I wouldn't be pleased.
I was like, why didn't you stop it? And Keith said, well, it left your hand. It was through the middle of the box. What can you do?
What are the rules there, actually? If you do stop it, that's outside influence, is it?
Yeah. If you do stop it, what happens? I don't know. I would anticipate that the opposition gets to claim however many they want.
Interesting.
You can't stop a bowl halfway up. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it would be ridiculous. But I wonder what the actual ruling
to
is.
Give it back. Outside influences, you get the bowl back, isn't it?
Yeah. So I wonder if that would be...
Probably get the bowl back and a bollocking.
Yeah, it probably deserves a bollocking after that one, but good
be
sportsmanship to just
Again,
leave
you
it
see, these leads are playing pretty well, aren't they?
there. Oh, absolutely brilliant all game, and that's another great end there from Catherine. But Rhonda has made a lot of changes when these heads have been like that.
Yeah.
I think
Last
we're
time
see that
she was
again.
on the back end this way, she drew a toucher, I think. So she'll have that in her mind. A lot of bowlers,
Look at this.
Look at this.
Look at this. What a bomb.
Yeah, you can use a good bowl earlier in a game to motivate yourself to play a good one later on, if that makes sense. So Rhonda
Yep.
played a very similar shot like 3 ends ago, 2 ends ago on the backhand. She would have got down and thought, I've tried to touch you here before. Why not now? And boom, look what we saw.
Yeah, that's an absolutely brilliant shot. Really just taking away that jack to where her
Just about to
oranges
say,
are.
last time Stephen got down on his forehand going this direction, he put his first ball off the end of the mat. But I wasn't going to.
How was the delivery on that one, Alex?
That was quite smooth too, but he did want it to slow down when he let it go.
He does not like the smooth ones, clearly, yeah.
No,
not.
yeah.
We should write a book with that in it, actually.
Smooth bowl is a bad bowl.
You just want a unique delivery, whatever it is, it just can't be smooth.
Yeah. But
There's still a gap there.
She would like to fit that gap. We'll see Stephen make a correction. There's actually a great indoor bowls cartoon book written by a man called Nick Fenwick.
Mm-hmm.
He was from Central Otago, maybe, in the 80s. He did a lot of cartoons, and it's hilarious. It's a fantastic book. You can find it in some libraries. I've got a copy. It's actually, I digitised it and put it somewhere on the New Zealand Indoor Bowls group. I might bring that back, actually.
You can put up a little graphic of it in the corner.
Yeah, it's about 50 or 60 pages. It's brilliant.
Yeah. And Stephen won't be too happy at all with that bowl there, just coming out of his hand, not very nice at all.
Yeah. That's perhaps a sign of the situation that they're in. You know, you're in a national final, you're clawing your way back to within Kui, and you've got a head here that's looking extremely orange.
Yeah. I feel like his head really came up when he was letting go of it, and he wasn't quite fully in the right position, and then just, properly flicked out. Well, Kath has become really short, but is right in the way.
Yeah, it's worked out really well, so I think we're going to have to see some movement here, aren't we?
Yeah.
No back bowls, so you may as well reset the head and spend 3 bowls trying to get to wherever you've put the jack. You can see it's probably coming past that orange bowl directly towards the camera, isn't it, if it gets onto that orange?
Yeah,
Orange
absolutely.
10 o'clock.
It looks like he's using a whole lot of box here.
Okay, so they've opted for the other way around. You put one past and hit it back to it, that's fine.
I think they're destroying the jack, aren't they?
I would be surprised if they were just drawing the jack. But if they were, fair call, that's all good.
Interesting. Hasn't worked out super good. Not been the most ideal bowl.
Yeah,
and
well,
Lloyd just sort of...
To be fair, it is a bowl on this side of the head, so if they can get some movement, the jack's going, this might actually improve it a lot. Yeah,
Yep, that's
I reckon that's probably where they were hoping to get the blue bowl.
Yeah.
So now you can play on your backhand, I think, into that orange that sits at 12 o'clock. And on the way through, the orange that's touching the jack should pop the jack back. Or you could... maybe it swings more than we think.
I think they're looking for sort of off of that orange one there into the head, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know. These camera angles, you lose a bit of depth, to be fair. So that orange that we see of Kath's, that shortest one, might not be as much in the road as it looks like.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted, I suppose because I'm aggressive, to do more what Michael's pointing at here. Hitting onto that orange bowl, just to pop the jack back a little bit.
Playing on the forehand as well, under the orange and onto it.
Yeah, I mean, it's either either. You get chances left, right and centre. I'd probably naturally go to my backhand for that because you can get a square contact onto the orange.
Yeah.
You can shuffle over in your square a little bit to your right and get a square contact. But it doesn't really matter. You want to be making sure you've got good weight with this bowl. He's close. He's close.
Oh.
Good effort.
Not a bad bowl. Not a bad bowl at all, really.
Good effort.
He still changed it, so that's going to give Michael a little bit of a chance. Not the most ideal result in the world at all, though. No. And they've only got that one back blue bowl now.
Yeah, they do have last bowl. This is going to be interesting 4 bowls of the skips to watch, I think.
Yeah, certainly. What's Lloyd doing? Is he just sort of tucking things up?
You could almost draw through that split to the middle blue. And if you're wide onto that orange, you hit to the middle blue. I'd be reticent to go close because the jack's popping back.
Yep. I like that a lot. And if you work anything around, it's going to be a good result.
Yeah, like this. So it's down to his weight. And if he
just get that. What a shot. That's perfectly played, isn't it?
Literally exactly like that. And now that blue that foot is going to on your forehand surely it's going to the head pretty good. And it doesn't look like there's that much jack movement.
And it looks like they're playing on the forehand as well.
Yeah, on your forehand. Because on your forehand, if you're wide onto that orange that sits at 8 o'clock, it's probably, you'll clear those two off the back.
Yep. Nice, still good chances there for Michael,
This is
isn't
the
it?
sort of shot that Michael Lawson plays really, really well.
Yeah, he'll be
hate
excited.
I've
It's nice to see you when you're commentating, but it's not nice when you're playing against it.
I've lost enough games against Michael to just get that feeling of dread here.
And
Boom. Look at that out of his hand. Absolutely beautiful. Oh,
oh, that's
right.
unlucky. That's
No,
once
he's got
again
another ball
unlucky.
to go. He was half a ball wide, to be fair. That was a beautiful wait for the shot.
Just about would have gotten a result on the
Even his
outside
plan
edge
B,
as well.
he got his plan B, but even that didn't go as well as it could have, did it?
It's just been a few results throughout this game which have just not been ideal, but right in the area every time.
Look at that, all four talking. I like to see that in a force team.
That is brilliant. They've all got something to say. They're just tucking around that orange one once again.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
I think it's a very similar sort of shot that you'll be playing.
Yeah, pretty damn the same again. I like the picking up the bowl, standing up sort of style, eh? I've always liked that. Definitely means you're really focused when you go down to play your bowl, and Lloyd it certainly is that.
On his forehand, he's got a beautiful delivery. He's got a lovely delivery in the outdoor game as well, which I don't think he's been playing for that long. But he plays out of the Stoke Club in Nelson, does Lloyd, or used to.
Does he do a similar thing? Does he pick up the bowl first and walk back?
I think he might. He played one season of Bowls 3-5 on television.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
But a lot of those players from that era used a lot of bowl. I'm not sure. Does he have a bowls duster this time? No. He used to polish his bowl a lot, did Lloyd. And I used to like that as well. There's footage of the Welsh Trophy from 1989 that David Burfield... Just wait for this bowl to be played first and I'll tell you the story.
Is he still looking for the middle blue or the other blue now to get the
other
back?
blue to pop the jack back. This one.
Oh, that's okay. That's
He's
all
cut
right.
it down to one. It's a good... it's a good enough result. You won't be gutted, but for sure it could have gone better.
Right, well, they're 4 points down now, and there is another 2 ends to go. So,
2 ends to go.
So that's just a 2 and a 2, and you forced an extra end. It's definitely still plausible.
Yeah, I think I said at about when they were 7-0 down, if I was playing, I'd be happy to be... Well, I wouldn't be happy, but your goal in your head, you're like, if I can get it to 2 down last end, anyone can score 2 on the last end.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't have a last bowl, you can get a 2 on the last end. It's a very doable number to score. So they'll have that in the back of the head. They get a couple this end, and then boom, it's anyone's game.
Absolutely. This is certainly anyone's game. And yeah, I don't think you're really, really searching for numbers. You just want to be making sure that you're scoring, and then you can start getting ready for that last end.
Yes. What was I saying? Oh, that's right. There's footage of the Welsh Trophy, which is actually quite good to go and watch, from 1989. It was held in Hawke's Bay, and it was filmed by a man called David Burfield, who's still playing. And he gave me this video to digitise. It was the first year that the Welsh was a 6-team zone thing.
Yes.
Canterbury was playing. Waikato won it that year. There was Manukau, Nelson, and others. Hawke's Bay, obviously. Anyway, there's almost an entire pairs game there of Lloyd Bellis playing with a very young Gary Lawson against 2 people from Nelson. And it's quite good to watch. And Lloyd has a bowls duster, and his delivery is almost identical to what it is now, but he polishes his bowl before he plays it as well. It was a really good pre-shot routine.
That's really cool, eh? That's possibly one of the looser ends of the entire game we've seen from Debbie.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Won't be super happy with that, and Catherine's jumped on top of it there. Got into
So
a
here's
really good
where
spot.
Rhonda needs to play a bomb, because the header's setting up real good for blue, so the orange 2 needs to be, you have to be close here. That's why I enjoy playing 2 in a 4s game.
Yeah, it's a great position, and I don't think she's going to be phased. She's just been playing so well. Look at this. Well done. Yep, great
Pretty
spot to be.
Pretty good.
Yep.
That's perfect.
That's perfect weight to play. Yeah, exactly that. Jinx, Alex.
Is it great minds think alike and full seldom differ?
Something like that. I'm just still impressed with the weight. I wish I had that kind of weight control, to be fair.
Just close your eyes and chuck it up.
Oh, I'd have been a foot heavier.
Pray to the gods.
Now, interesting, having a little bit of a discussion here, Michael and Stephen, about what they're going to do with his 2s bowl.
On the
Switching hands.
forehand again.
Just sort of either getting to that orange or setting that blue one down to kind of close off
either
that
either.
side.
You want probably 1.5 rolls in that orange ball if you land it.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like nice weight. It's going to get down enough.
His hand has been holding a little bit.
Hasn't quite gotten down enough.
Yeah, good effort.
I reckon that would have been about 1.5 rolls if we got contact there.
Well, I've learnt never to ask you how many rolls.
Once again, we still don't talk about that.
Unbelievable.
We can talk about who they played in the semi-final.
Yes, let's do that.
We haven't had that. And so Michael Lawson in one semi-final beat out the team of Nigel Warnes, and he was skipping the rest of his team. And Lloyd Bellis played the Linda McCurdy team. So they both beat some big names on their way to getting through to the semi and the final. Semi and the quarters, sorry.
The quarterfinals we're talking about.
Those are the quarterfinals, yeah.
That makes sense.
We already did the... Yeah,
did we do the
Marcus.
semis?
Yeah, we did the semis. We did the semis a while back.
Okay, that's cool.
That was about an hour ago now, though, to be fair.
No, it's been a while. They were good semi-finals too.
I hope people watch the whole thing. That'll be great.
Well, I applaud them if they do.
I've actually tried to watch this game previously, but it is quite difficult to watch without commentary. So,
and we think we're improving it, do we?
I'm claiming it.
Is that the claim you're making? We know people mute us, Matthew.
I'm not improving it for myself, but at least I've watched it now, and I've had a reason to watch it, so it's all worked
good.
out
I like
fine.
that.
Yeah.
I have to say, I love that the Motions came and watched. They watched almost every day of this Nationals, and they came and watched at the international event that Tauranga hosted in around this time as well. Might have been a year or two before. And
Yep.
Rose came, and she had her New Zealand blazer on and her 2 or 3 international medals, Trans-Tasman medals. And it was
cool.
just really cool. It was neat.
That's really great. I have to admit, Tauranga did really well in hosting that and putting up the temporary staging. You got a great view of all the games. It was just brilliant.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to be a part of.
Oh, this is a bit stiff here if she sits it down. Hasn't quite sit it down, so that's all right. But
Reasonable
not the results
weight.
we've been looking for.
So again, we see this head where we've got, well, it's not again, but it's a head where we've got blues close, but very little position, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And there's that orange that Rhonda played. Has certainly ended up in an ideal spot. They've just been trying to get it over to her.
So Michael and Matt will be talking about what they can do here.
Still sticking on the backhand, you think? Looks like it.
Looks like what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. They just need to tighten things up or tuck things around. Just needs a little bit of a change, but it's definitely not a bad head.
Let it go pretty good. He doesn't like it.
You spoke real soon there.
The only player that looks away from a good bowl is Jo Edwards, and she plays the outdoor game.
That was the only person I know that would mention how good a bowler is that quickly is the lovely Bruce Dalton, Alex, because that had barely left his hand yet, and you said it was a good one.
He let it go nice. He let it go nicely, Matthew. That's all I'm saying. Let it go well.
It's not a terrible bowl. He was quite close to doing something, but unlucky. Kath needs to play a good one here. Two ends to go. You're 4 up, but you wouldn't want to drop a big number here.
5 blue bowls with perfect grain, and 2 blues detriment. That means they got nothing. That's not short. Good shot. Good shot. Not a short bowl at all.
There was a lot of weight taken off on the first contact.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, this is a great opportunity for Matt now.
Yeah, you got to be right on top of this.
He doesn't have to change too much from his last bowl. Come on.
What do you think? Is it close?
It's not.
Okay, I didn't want to call this one too early.
That's a bugger. That's okay, though. That's all right. There's definitely still chances here. No, going back to people watching this, we have gotten one lovely comment from Chris Guy telling us that he was enjoying the commentary and listening to what shots we were talking about. Yeah, he sent me a message.
I like Chris. He's a nice man.
Yes, and he wanted me to mention to you that he let me fly the plane on one time on the way to Whakatane.
He let you fly the plane?
He let me fly the plane, yeah.
Oh, you're still here.
I know.
Oh, Lloyd on the rake. Good shot.
What a bomb.
Brave to play it on the forehand as well, or smart to be fair. It would have been easy to think you could play it on the backhand because if you narrow you go inside out, but he just went straight for it. So you flew a plane, Matthew.
Yes. No, he wanted me to remind you that he let me fly a plane. He essentially did the takeoff and the landing, and I bumpily steered for the middle parts. But Martine and Jeff Tyndall were sitting in the back, and they will attest to the fact that I wasn't a very good pilot.
That's not okay. That's frightening.
Well, one of the best experiences of my life, so I'm certainly very thankful for that. And Michael's not going to be happy with that bowl.
No, he's you can see a bit of disappointment there.
Yeah, he's not super happy. He's just gone for a little bit of a walk around just to calm himself down.
Lloyd here, lining himself up. He's done it a million times before.
It's one of these situations, both skips have only got 3 more bowls left in this final, and you want to make them be good. It's not terrible. That's not terrible at all.
It'd be great if you could find a way to get a number here. I don't think there's one on. Can you go through that last orange bowl onto the bowl, the bounce jack, pick up the rink for 3? Is that something you could do?
You certainly can do that. Yes.
No, I don't think you will. No.
Do you just make sure you're getting? Oh, even is it actually? Do they have second shot? I think blue has second shot. Yeah. So if they get onto that orange, there's a 2 there.
Yeah, you just need to score a couple.
Yeah, that's only 2 down last end. So I think that's all they're doing, just looking to the contact onto the orange.
Every chance in the world.
And they've got it. Oh.
How did his bowl not hang around? Good shot.
How did his bowl not hang around? He wasn't that heavy. They've just been unlucky throughout the game, haven't they?
That's probably the difference, I think. I think all 8 players have played really good bowls. We're seeing good pressure bowls by all 8. I think probably the 4-point difference that we see is literally just some bowls have been a couple of millimetres different to other bowls. But that's bowls. That's what makes the sport so enjoyable to play for some people. Is the fine margins, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a 2 there, so that's 2 the difference on this last end.
Good
shot. It was almost close to 3 if his bowl just stuck around. That's so unlucky.
Very good shot. We'll see this jack throw here. See how much Catherine thinks about it.
It's funny, it's one with those camera angles. It was super hard, but there actually was a number on there, wasn't it?
Yes. Who knew?
Who knew? We didn't. We certainly didn't. Now, short end is interesting. Do you think they would have spoken about that, or Catherine's just thrown it short?
I think she's just thrown it short, but that's a really good start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not? Fair enough. Very cool.
It's not awful throwing a short end when you need a 2 on the last end of a national final. Unfortunately makes it easier for the opposition to be able to get contact with a shorter end.
Yeah, you probably make a number more likely for one or the other, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's probably we're either going to win or we're going to lose, as opposed to we're going to get a 2 to draw.
Yes, it's certainly not a bad thing she's thrown this. This is cool. Everyone's got only 2 bowls left to go of this national final. You'd want to be absolutely making them amazing and just go out on that high.
Catherine on her backhand, potentially her last bowl.
Potentially.
Good shot. That's good. Good bowls.
Yep, that's it really well. Lloyd. Yep. Debbie not going to be needing to change too much here, because if she keeps that same weight, she can end up in a good spot.
On the backhand. So we'll do this again next week, I think, Matthew.
Yes.
And we were talking about it. We think we're going to do the national singles final from Ashburton, don't we?
Yes. The Gary Lowe, Robert Wilson final.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You can see it on the back of Michael Lawson's shirt that the Ashburton Nationals were there in 2018.
Yep. No, I think that's definitely a good one to watch.
Bomb there from Deborah, sorry.
Yep, that's certainly a good spot.
Good bowls from all teams here.
That's actually quite good.
How must they be feeling? They'll be feeling pretty stressed.
I think, especially at the lower levels of the team, there's a little part of you that's going, it's just great to be done with it, Like, you've played well. They'll all know that they've played really well. Just got to get through these next couple of bowls and you're all done with this final. But they're so close here. Yeah, I think it's setting up quite good for blue at the moment. So orange is going to need to get in behind here, get to that back.
How's it going? How's the weight? Oh, great effort.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not terrible bowl at all. But yeah, good chance here for Stephen. He's either going to get rid of that orange off to the side there or get a good contact on the other orange. Really good opportunity here to make a nice bowl.
Stephen on his backhand. It just looks like a nice shot to play, doesn't it?
Oh, it looks lovely. And he's played these sort of shots quite well all game.
He's it to hold.
Get a good contact. Yeah, it's worked out good.
Good enough. They're building this head well for a short end.
Yeah,
you're just praying that no one from orange pops the jack back.
Yeah,
you're just like we're putting our eggs in one basket here. We're making a number. We want to get a 2 or a 3. Please don't change something big.
Absolutely, and it's at not where anyone can get good contact super well.
That was good contact.
Wow, that's
You'd be happy with that, wouldn't you?
not if you were blue.
True, that's a fair point. It'll be interesting to see what they do here because it's now looking like that the jack's probably going to squeeze real ugly, isn't it? If you give too much weight. So do you try and roll through Rhonda's last orange bowl? Does that set it up better?
No. I don't think they are. No, they're going still, but you need really controlled weight, like you say, because it is squeezing so not the best.
So ugly. This will be interesting.
Nice contact. Yep.
Good shot.
That's good. That's a really good shot.
This is a really good last end of a national final.
This is brilliant, isn't it? Now they need to be brave, Orange, here, don't they?
The instinct is to play that planty thing on the backhand, on that short. No, not that one. The one at about 1 o'clock.
Yep, what Lloyd's just pointing out. Blue, orange
That's the
back.
instinct. As a bowler, you're going, that's what I want to play. Even if I'm playing that split, it's good. You've got all of the mat to use at the back. So you can afford to not be short and you're just resetting the head. This is almost a game winner if she gets this one. Good shot. Great bowl there from Kath Arvidsson.
That is a great shot. Yep, got all the movement back.
That's a game winner.
Needed there, eh?
Right there, you've taken out of play or made it really difficult to get back into play. All those blue bowls, good shot. Good bowl.
Yep. And that's the risk of a short end that we always knew was there. One team was going to have that opportunity. Get the kitty. Oh,
that was close.
Would have been great if Matt got that. If he squeezed that kitty back to where those two blues were, that would have been a brilliant shot.
Yeah. Interesting head. So all Blues got is to try and score where those are there at like 19 o'clock on the head, which is orange. Can't really get there because you got short stuff in the way. So you're going, good call. So they're trying to reduce the area that there is for the Blue to score a couple. So she's just going to try and draw around it to where I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it does pop over there, you've just got something to work with a little bit later on this game.
Yeah, Kath, another bomb.
Yep, really good bowl.
Yeah, good
Sat
shot.
in the right spot. All right, well, Michael needs the 2-bowl plan here. Get the kitty movement with the first one. Make it 2 with the next one.
Then figure out the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all you can do, right?
I think so. I think everything else is too spaced out. You could look at that front blue, but what are you going to achieve there? You just move that second shot orange.
Yeah. And he really needs...
moved over to his left on the square to get that late swing. Please move.
Oh, no.
They've been so good. Okay, well, watch the reaction of the people. He must have been close.
It's missed.
I think he was close, and I think he didn't change anything. So if you're Lloyd, you don't want to be playing your last bowl.
Are you blocking here?
Yep. Proper block. I would put it just past the front third.
Yeah. Yep. Once again, line up where you're going to be. Just like to see Kath putting the arm around Lloyd there. She knows, she can taste how close she is to the national final. She just wants a really good shot here.
Lloyd here. This could be. He wants this to be his last bowl.
It's possible he's drawing back there as well. No, he's just blocking. No, he's drawing. Never mind. I'll take it all back. He was doing something. Oh, that's such a good shot.
Well, if you're good enough to do that, why not?
That's great.
I'm not good enough to do that.
I would have been heavy if I tried that.
Yeah, cool. So, how are they going to make the 2 here, Matthew? What's on?
They're going to line up absolutely anything that is on. It's such... I wouldn't...
If you can see any of the jack, surely it's close enough to the orange that it's going to go off the back orange, off the side orange, and back up.
Yeah, but I guess it's such a tricky shot, isn't it? That some small part of you would be going, I'd rather play weight and get some percentages.
I just don't think they can get a 2 with weight, that's all. I don't think, that front blue, how are you getting rid of the orange that's nearly the back toucher?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything great on there.
No.
No.
I think they have to try and get as much weight as he can get onto that jack, even if he gets a feather off that outside blue first, so you get that more direct angle at the jack. You want it to be squeezing up.
Yeah. It's great to see Lloyd in the back still lining things up, seeing if there's anything on. He can taste it as well.
That's smart, though, isn't it? Because it keeps you in the game. You want to be prepared. You always want to be prepared to have to play that last bowl.
Absolutely. You got to keep yourself right in the good headspace here because it could be needed. Michael is certainly capable of playing a great bowl.
And what a great game it's been to watch as well, Matthew.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's been good to commentate a fours final. We haven't done one yet, I don't think. I think we've done whatever we did, a singles and something else.
Have we done, yeah. So we did the Grant Lamy, Terry Anderson pairs first up, and then what do we do next?
I think we did Paul and Ashley in the singles, and then maybe another singles or a pairs or something. I don't know, it's all blurry. Obviously, they've made the decision. I think he's just trying to get as much of that jack as he can all the way over to his left. He's going to play it. He needs it to start biting the moment he gets past that orange bowl. Down it comes.
Down. Oh.
Hasn't made it, and we see the handshake there, and look at that. Look at the happiness there. We see Lloyd Ballas and his team winning.
That's brilliant.
That
is brilliant. And the crowd going absolutely berserk in the background. That's brilliant to see.
Yeah.
What a terrific game of bowls.
Yes, it was. And thank you for joining me in the commentary, Matthew, again. Thanks to the myriad of people who will have sat down and watched and listened to this. Some of them wouldn't be because, we get put on mute. We'll be back next Sunday, I think, with the National Singles Final between Gary Lowe and Robert Wilson. So until then, have a good week, everyone, and goodbye.
Thank you. See ya.